So sometimes, when a user try to log on to a Windows, to his client device, to a Windows 10 device, and he received an authentication error or receive a message which says that his account has been disabled. Because if we are discussing about group policy, I'm going to show you how to actually configure policy to make sure that if a user, for example, does not log onto a device after like 3 or 6 months, his account will be locked out or his account will be disabled. So if a user did not log onto a device for a very long time, that account can be disabled. Or if, for example, a user try to log on to his device with the wrong password multiple times, you can actually configure a policy which actually makes sure that if a user try to log on to his device for like 5 or 10 times with the wrong password, that user's account will be automatically disabled. So let's say we have an account. This is the account of Nora. You see, we have the option to actually disable this account. So if an account is disabled, you can see we have, like, you can see the difference between these two accounts. Here you can see it's actually giving us a sign that says that this account is disabled. So we can decide to actually right click and then enable this account, or I can go to the properties of this account, and then here we can go to account, and you can see it says users must change password at next logon. But if let me just scroll down a little bit, here you can see it says account is disabled. So what I can do is I can uncheck that and click apply and click OK. Right now you can see that the account has been enabled. So if, for example, the account of Simon is disabled, so we can just right click and then click enable account, and automatically that account will be enabled. So this is how you actually enable or disable a user's account in Active Directory users and computers. If, for example, a user is actually leaving a company, your manager can actually ask you to actually disable that account. Definitely, if you are working for a company, some big company, they have some protocols you need to follow, some principles, some rules, guidelines you need to follow before an account will be disabled. So you just need to just right click that account and then click disabled. And sometimes you will need to actually provide some extra information. If I go to the properties, here you can see we can actually give some information here on our. So if I go to my, let me just go to the organization. Here we can actually give some information on why the account is disabled, or under the general we can actually give a description of why that account is actually disabled. So it's actually very important for you to actually give some very few information why that account is disabled, or if there are policies of your company which of course does not allow you to give any extra information, you can always leave the information. You can leave the description blank without giving any information, because sometimes the description here can contains the user's information as well also, and not only the description that you are going to write in, but the description of what the user is actually doing and what is the function of that users to the company. So this is how you actually enable and disable account in Active Directory users and computers. So next we're going to actually see how to enable the recycle bin, because if, for example, you delete an account, how do you actually restore back that account? So that's what we'll be seeing in the next video.